Hello everybody, what is going on? Welcome back to Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Now when we left off we were trying a Hill Orc Fighter and it really did not go very well. I was trying to record episode 2 and suffice to say it didn't work out. So we're going to go ahead and try a Troll Warper. As you can probably tell I just tried that because it's already highlighted. It's basically a warrior that after a couple levels gets some teleportation spells as well, so it just seems like a slightly more interesting way to play. And our claws, which if you notice we did pick claws as we picked claws as our weapon, and that basically means we don't have a weapon. We have some throwing tomahawks, but our weapon is our hands, which just seems really cool. So I figured that would be a slightly more entertaining way to go about playing a warrior. Is we don't actually have a weapon, so it'll make it a lot more about tactics, as we don't have a weapon we can upgrade necessarily, as it were. Now that we are level 2, though, we can get kind of our bread and butter skill here. Which, if we go to this, we're going to go ahead and get the blink spell. Yes, I want to get the blink spell. So now if we press Z and then A, you'll see we blink a little bit, which just will be helpful for kind of getting away from crowds if and when we inevitably get overwhelmed. I do very desperately need to find some corpses, though, because the whole gimmick with trolls is that they eat raw meat, a lot of it. So if we don't have raw meat to stock up on, our troll is going to get very upset. And upset trolls aren't great. I mean, maybe it'll make them stronger. But from my understanding, it really doesn't. It just is more of a hindrance than anything. So I don't want to go down that route. I just kind of want to make sure we have a successful run. It's kind of our goal right now, is to have a run that lasts a few floors. Because the last few runs I've tried have not gotten that far. But anyways, that's not what is important right now. You will notice this is going to be my second run of today, because the last video that I posted today was just a little update video. I don't really count that as a video. It was really more of an update than an actual last video, in my opinion. I don't think that counts for. I don't think that should count for your content for the day. We are going to try on this other robe just because. Look at that robe. It's so much easier to see. It's not just a brown robe. As long as we just have level 1 equipment for our robes, I think it would be good to. I think it would be a good thing to pick one that looks nice. Pick one that we're kind of happy with the look of, because we don't really get a lot of options as far as like armor. Armor looks really cool. Robes kind of just look how they look, so we're going to try this other robe as well. See, I like that one even less, so I'm going to try this robe. Okay, and then these other robes, we're going to go ahead and drop both of these robes. Do we have a god? I don't believe we do. I don't know if trolls can worship gods. I would assume they can. Yuskea? Uskea? I'm going to say Uskea. I don't know how to say that. Uskea the Reveler is the god of ecstatic dance. On the surface, Uskea appreciates many forms of worship, but in the dungeon, most worshippers stick to the dance of combat. Uskea appreciates the passion and rhythm of combat, awarding followers with each strike they deliver and for damage they deal their foes. The longer the dance continues, the greater power Uskea offers. When the dance ends, loses interest. You pass through a line of other dancers. Force your foes to helplessly watch your dance. So it sounds like basically um, now when I'm fighting, it's like the longer that I'm fighting, the bigger buff I get. I don't know enough about the gods and goddesses, or I don't know if they. From what I read, they you can now stomp with the beat. Let's try it. Feel somewhat more hungry. The stomp sent with the beat, sending a shockwave through the revelers around you. Okay, so that's more of a you want to use that once kind of thing. Also, we're going to eat some of our rations. Oh, whoops. I didn't pick up the meat. That was what I wanted to eat. But that's okay. I am also going to see, since we are level 3 now, we do have 2 spell levels. We don't have enough to get whatever this is. Although, what is lesser beckoning? Beckons the target forward, attempting to place him adjacent to the caster. And then if we describe Gel's gravitas, briefly redirects gravity around a target point, causing down to be towards that point. All nearby creatures, save the caster, fall helplessly towards the point, typically colliding with each other or with the victim standing there. So, okay, that sounds pretty cool. So I can basically pull them away from me, or I can take another creature and just like teleport it away from me. Which seems like the most, I guess the most basic variant of that same concept. I feel like the one where I get to kind of pull them all into a clump is probably a bit more useful, but I don't know. I don't know this game well enough to truly know. I don't think. Fighting skill has increased. Let's go ahead and auto-explore a little bit. Found some arrows and some gold. Found a worm. Can now pass through the line of other dancers. No longer pass through a line of other dancers. I don't know what that means. Let's go ahead and read one of these scrolls as long as we're just sitting here. It is a scroll of remove curse. Interesting. Okay, so we found some scrolls of remove curse, fighting a bunch of snakes, bunch of big old snake boys. The only thing with the scroll of remove curse is like, I guess we have a second one, so we could put on like the bone ring, a ring of stealth. Okay, let's try on one of these other rings. A +5 ring of protection. Holy crap! Affects your armor by +5. That's incredible. That's really good. What's this other ring then? Put it on over the ring of stealth. A +4 ring of protection. Oh my god. Yes. Okay, so that's how we're getting our armor then. We're going to go down another level and we're going to play it real cautious. What does that mean? Can you describe to me line pass? Passes through a continuous line of creatures at superhuman speed, ending up in a new location. Any creatures passed through on its way will be confused briefly, with the duration of confusion increasing with invocation skill. So it just drains me, but it does. Oh no. That worked out better than I thought it would. I'll take the Wand of Flame, just because our character does have some magic going for them. A pair of embroidered gloves. Let's try them. Base armor rating can be maximally enchanted. Wait, I can't wear those because I'm a troll. I can't wear big Thanos gauntlets because my hands are too big. My hands are too meaty. That's okay though. It's just for weaklings anyways. Real fighters probably don't need gloves. That's my thought. I do think I want to try to figure out how to set auto butchering, because that seems like a pretty useful skill for this class that butchers literally everything they come into contact with. Come here, bat. Okay, we've killed all kinds of things in our rampage. Another scroll of remove curse, some gold, more rations. It's official though, bats are my least favorite thing to fight. They're just so difficult to get a read on. Also, I need to stop butchering for a little bit because, as you can see, our character is engorged. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like maybe we're not in a great spot. Also, we do have a lot of spells going on. We have 4 levels of spells, so we're going to go ahead and get that. So now if we press Z and then B, that way we can cast our spell at things. I mean, I guess we should try it. So we can suck him over to there. Okay, so it would, basically, from my understanding, that would take the kobold and make it the point of gravitation. So if we were fighting a horde, that would become quite useful. But because we aren't, it's not really useful. So it's more of a group skill. Wait till we're not poisoned. Suddenly lose the ability to move. I've reached level 5, level 6. Let's increase our strength. So we're already level 6. That's pretty good. That's a decent start for us. That being said, this could all end very quickly, just like it did with our troll fighter. So we're fighting a. Can I inspect you? Wielding a +2 quarterstaff of chaos and wearing a 0. Describe. Withered old gnoll with a long silver beard, wielding a quarterstaff and wearing a cloak. He looks like a figure from mythology. Wait, is his beard held on to his ears with hooks? So he's just a crazy man wearing a fake beard. Can hit for up to 9 damage. Vulnerable to silver and hated by Zing. We don't have any silver necessarily, so that's not a. I want his cloak. I don't really care about his quarterstaff, but his cloak. That's just another piece of armor we have on. So we are done exploring. We will go down a floor and continue our adventure. There's a staircase to the N.O.V.A temple. Oh, is this just where you can find a bunch of altars? It's just a bunch of altars. That's interesting enough, I guess. Can I drink it or something? I don't think I can drink that, but it is neat that we have the option, I guess, of a lot of gods, a lot of religions in one place. So if we, as it sits right now, again, I don't know enough about the gods in this game to know what a good pick would be. I do think that getting buffs as the fight goes longer and longer is not a bad move. Seems like a decent idea. But again, I'm not one to know. I've watched videos on this game and I've been playing it a decent amount, especially recently. But I don't know a lot about this game, all things considered. So I'm not going to claim that I know anything and claim that there's a specific strategy for anything. As you can see, we are now able to pretty handedly kill a gnoll, which earlier was giving me quite a lot of trouble. You won't know that because I deleted the videos that the gnolls killed me. But believe you me, it was the source of a lot of frustration. Gnolls. Guess we're going downstairs again. Actually, no. We're going to go upstairs and go to the temple and explore a little bit. That's quite literally just every religion in the game. God of destructive powers of magic. Followers gain divine assistance commanding the Heremic arts. Fearsome spells. One's devotion can be proven by causing as much carnage and destruction as possible. Gain magical power from killing. I don't think we need destruction spells, necessarily. Cherebriados, or whatever, is the god of deliberation. Travel more slowly and further they progress in their faith. Are forbidden from using any means to hasten themselves. In the process, so imitating their god, they attain perfection of body and mind. The masteries of time unfold before them. You momentarily abandon the flow of time and its needless disturbances. Supports your attributes. Strongly dislikes it when you hasten yourself or others or use unnaturally quick items. Does not appreciate abandonment and will call down fearful punishments to disloyal followers. Offenders against Cerebos will find their movements remain slow. Attention of Cerebos remains upon them. It will frequently have to use magical hastenings to slip away. They will also become further slowed and exhausted. We already have a religion. What is your wrath? Wait. No, what is your wrath? Turn the power of dance against the offender. The prude will find their foes going berserk and will be forced to helplessly watch as foes execute their own solos. The dance is getting too slow. Will notice to attract. So if I abandon him, it'll make my life suck, basically. Plus, again, I don't know enough about these religions to really know anything about these. So let's see what Zom has. Wild and unpredictable god of chaos, who seeks not worshippers but playthings with which to toy. Many choose to follow Zom in the hope of receiving fabulous rewards and mighty powers. But Zom is nothing if not capricious. There's nothing a follower can do to influence his mood. So he just gives you. He's the god of randomness, I guess. Every game needs a god of randomness, I suppose. We already know what he does. We've already followed them in a previous run. We know what gold does. Hepliaquana, the Forgotten, accepts the worship of all those who remember their forebears and fights alongside the greatest of them all. Acolytes of blah 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 sacrifice a small part of their life essence to manifest their ancestor into the world as they explore a new form and new experiences. They will find themselves able to shape and control their ancestors' memories, eventually bringing them to the ranks of mythical heroes. So, it just gives me an ally, basically? Are served by a guardian formed from a part of their life essence in the shape of their greatest ancestor. This ancestor will first be remembered as they were at the start of their fabled adventures, but advance in skill as their descendant does. Always allows followers to recall their ancestor to their side, and even if the ancestor is destroyed, will recall it forth not long after. Likes it when you explore the world. Yeah, I'll do that. So now I have a little follower boy. What should we name our little follower? I guess we will name our little follower friend. We'll name our little follower friend Tonya. Tony's definitely a better name. Was Tonya male, female, or neither? Currently female. Female is fine. Okay, great. Okay, excellent. We will go downstairs now that we have our little follower friend. Also, do we have more? We don't. Wait, yeah, we do. We'll go ahead. We're going to wait and see what this passage of... Let's see what this does. Passage of Golubria opens two gateways, one always near the caster, which allows instantaneous transport to random other open gateways to any creature entering. There is no limit to the number of gateways that can be opened at one time, but a gateway will close when entered, or after a moderate amount of time. So basically, my understanding, that would mean that essentially we make a portal to somewhere that our enemies just kind of fall through sometimes. Also, don't we have a amulet? Because we still have an scroll of remove curse. Amulet of faith. What does that do? A talisman crafted to call attention to the god of its wearer. The divine attention makes it easier to please your god, but your god will also take more notice of your transgression. The amulet will drain some of your divine favor when removed. Okay, so it makes my god happier with me. Can I do anything with my ancestor? Humanoid construct of insubstantial memory. Floating through the air, though perhaps somewhat changed in shape and bearing few discernible features. Still, it seems somehow to resemble a warrior from a distantly remembered past. Looks harmless, is immune to poison or negative energy, resistant to fire and cold, can see invisible, is intelligent, can fly, regenerates quickly, and can hit for up to 7 damage. Alright. Well, I do think we're going to go ahead and stop this episode there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully we will get to continue our adventures with N.O.V.A. does base the Ruffian Troll and